I feel like you're on the set of some movie or something. I need to get that thing to click.
Why do you suffer so much?
I'm always thinking about the past and the future, and I'm scared of dying. Not exactly scared of dying, but I think that's where the instinct comes from, to think about the past and the future. I'm scared of something, and it feels like if I don't keep my eye on it, like that thing will eat me. But keeping an eye on it is just making me miserable. I don't want to be miserable.
What brings you joy?
I think I feel the most joy when I'm in the moment. The things that do that for me are like either sensory things, like perfume, painting, this mechanical keyboard, writing, this camera. That's why I started reading physical books again. That one over there. Being with you, feeling your skin in mine, talking to you, doing this. Like the light, the warmth, beauty. Beauty brings me a lot of joy in its various forms. Not beauty in perfection, but beauty in something just being... something that is like so... some interpretation of data that is so beautiful it like pulls you into the present. That's why we're doing this now. Because I thought it would put me in the present a little bit more.
Why do you think that brings you joy?
There's this... There's a quote in this book. This is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. For the present is the same to all, though that which perishes is not the same, so that which is lost appears a mere moment. So it's like nothing exists but the present. Everything that's perishing before and after, like it doesn't exist. For a man cannot lose either the past or the future, for what a man has not, how can anyone take this from him? I think there's something in that, like how can a man lose something he doesn't have? I think there's something about being torn in between those two eventualities, and if your mind is not your best friend, like, well, your mind is your best friend, but because of that, sometimes your best friend does stupid things, and sometimes your best friend is like, think about that. And when you're thinking about the future from your perspective, you're trying to simulate... I have a bad example, but like, you know about graphics cards, right? Like, do you know what a GPU is?
Yeah.
Right. So, NVIDIA makes the best GPUs, right? They make these like thick cards. The one is called the GTX 3090. 4090 they have that now. Imagine like reality is being rendered by the GTX 3090 and your brain is a phone processor from 2009, the GPU in those phones. You're trying to render what the GTX 3090 can in that small GPU with a lot of biases and a lot of corruptions, and as many times as you run those processes as fast as clock speeds go, you just get worse actually because the system gets hotter and you degenerate. I think there's something in that about... It's a very complex answer. I think when I'm not in the present, I'm imagining the future, and I'm not really capable of imagining a happy future, and I imagine all the worst things, and it makes me feel very lonely and scared, and it makes it feel like it's so exhausting that it makes it feel like, what is the point of doing anything? Theoretically, nothing should bring me joy, because what is the point of doing even this conversation? But if you're just in the moment, and you're just experiencing what's in front of you, like, for some reason there's joy there. For some reason, even though it doesn't have any meaning, there's joy in it. Even simpler, I think it's better to live in this version of reality than the made up one.
What is the purpose of your life?
I think the purpose of life is to just be at peace. I think like the actionable purpose is to help people. I think helping each other. But I think because the next question is, does fulfilling that purpose make you happy? And the truth is that helping people doesn't make you happy. Like I hate to use a specific example because I hate religion, but I don't think Arjuna felt happy after he killed all of the people on the other side of that thing. That was his purpose and his duty, but duty is a very Hindu-esque word. But it didn't bring him any happiness. I think your purpose doesn't bring you happiness, but it is important to do for whatever reason, and being able to. But I think to be at peace is like the real purpose, to like be happy, sitting under a tree hungry, to be truly happy, or at least maybe it's a mindset that doesn't correspond with the words we use, but like to be at peace, even when things are not going well, even though things are mostly going well, for me at least. My life has actually gone very well. It doesn't make sense for me to have suffered so much. Thank you for doing this for me.
What is your favorite color?
The brown in your eyes.